In a world ravaged by destruction, one boy is searching for answers.
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
But he's not alone.
Wait, what?
Jean-Claude Van Damme as Van Claude Chandon.
Who are you working for?
Who wants to know?
Oh, sure, I'll tell you.
What the fuck?
Follow me. I'll cover you.
Why are you here? Who are you?
A story of bravery.
Talk to me.
Go ask Mr. Owl. I'll see you all in hell.
I'll defuse the bomb. You go send the girl.
What girl?
The ultimate battle for knowledge.
Hello, everyone. We are here with another episode of the Jean-Claude Van Damme cast. It is Jeff and John in studio, and today we are taking on Jean-Claude Van Damme's Make My Movie Challenge from 2014. This is a weird oddball one because it's not really a movie, but he does get a film credit for it in IMDb, man.
So it counts.
It counts, exactly. And we were talking back and forth a few months ago or so. It's like, should this get its own episode? Should it go in the cameo? Should it be a part of Welcome to the Jungle? And we were like, you know what? Let's make it its own episode because really, there were over 200 entries for this.
Yeah.
We did not watch over 200 videos for this. So.
Most are probably not good. So.
Yeah, exactly. We figured we would watch pretty much kind of like the most viewed ones. We watch a handful of them. We watched the ones that placed, the featured one, and the original. So we're going to be talking about that a little bit. This was kind of a cross-promotional thing, obviously. And we mentioned this before with Welcome to the Jungle. Welcome to the Jungle was going into select theaters and on DVD at the time. And this was their way of promoting the film, and you would win something with Van Damme, a signed autograph or something.
Yeah,
it was actually, it wasn't actually something really cool, you know.
A
if I
computer
recall.
or a signed DVD or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. So, getting into it, it's I mean, if you don't know by now, this won't be a terribly long episode. The original starts with Van Damme beating up a dude in front of a green screen. His English in this is really bad.
Yep.
Like, I mean, it's really bad. It's only 2 minutes and 4 seconds. And he says, I'm putting you in the director's chair. And we get a Jean-Claude Van Damme bit. Van Damme keeps messing up. He has a sword. We're getting some funny moments with Van Damme accidentally hitting and beating people up. And they're showing some of the best moments and highlights. We found out that there was over 200 entries where JCVD and me won first place. And just getting into that one, you know, one thing that was great about this was that these all ranged between about a minute to 3 minutes.
Yep.
So it wasn't like you had to sit there and just like watch a bunch of terrible. These were actually pretty decent.
Mm-hmm. It's fun. The amount of creativity people put into this was nice too.
Yeah. The one with Jean-Claude Van Damme was that was the featured one, and I don't know if that was Funny or Die's own.
I think it was, because I think the Asian guy who was the director, didn't he play like the computer nerd in where they're announcing the template to use for it or something?
Yeah.
Like explaining. I don't remember if it was the same person or not.
Yeah,
but I'm pretty sure they were Funny or Die people.
Yeah. And that one's basically like a dude and Van Damme are supposed to team up in some type of like buddy cop movie or whatever, and Van Damme just keeps messing up the scene.
You get to see the full range of the template that they use. Man, I wish I had known about this back then.
I know, dude.
It'd been fun to throw something together.
Yeah, it really would have been. It reminds me of a time where some of my friends, when Heinz Ketchup was doing a similar thing with creating a commercial for them, and to this day, I think I told you about this. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. They created a Jeffrey Dahmer Heinz Ketchup commercial that got banned.
No.
It immediately got banned. It was absolutely hilarious. It was basically my buddy. He looked like Dahmer.
Yeah.
He made himself look like Dahmer, and it was absolutely creepy and hilarious. And it shows him basically killing one of the other friends, and then he like, I think he spells out his name on his back in ketchup, and he's like, Heinz ketchup, it goes great on everything. And Heinz immediately took it down.
That's amazing.
They had another one where they had a cardboard cutout of the ketchup bottle, but they had a hole right down by their pants. So he stuck his finger in the hole, and he was like, and it was just like 30 seconds of that, and they banned that one too.
Well, what
Absolutely
the fuck,
amazing.
man?
I know, right? No creative genius over at Heinz. They don't know art when they see it.
Not really.
But these Van Damme ones were excellent work. So yes, the JCVD and me that won first place. It's a small little Van Damme and a regular sized guy, and they're going through everyday living. Van Damme helps this guy cut some cheese with his sword, gives him fashion advice, and shoots up a love note, which was pretty funny.
I mean, this was cute, and it was entertaining.
Yeah.
I think some of the other entries were way better.
I do too. I really do. It was funny. And then at the end, he accidentally steps on Van Damme, and that's it.
Like dun 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 dun.
Yeah. Which, I mean, like, I hate to say it, but that's not really creative. You kind of see that before with anything, that when you have something small, it always seems like, oops, stepped on him. But it was fun though.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, it's nice.
And then we had Death Blood starring JCVD.
This one was, I mean, it was pretty cool. It was really weird.
Really weird, man.
I don't really get why. Though. Yeah, it was very creative. They basically used a bunch of like knockoff G.I. Joe action figures.
Yep, it was stop motion, and they had them fighting G.I. Joes and the knockoffs and shooting them, and then a creepy mutant monster. Yeah. And then a Chuck Norris lookalike G.I. Joe action figure comes in to help, runs a truck into the monster, and Van Damme and Chuck carve him up in bullets. And that was it.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, not bad. The third place was a vintage Van Damme toy commercial.
That was a funny one, yeah.
Pretty funny toy commercial. That's the, kind of similar, like kids being bored, and then all of a sudden, like, hey, Van Damme, and, he gets some hilarious little back and forth with that.
Yeah, him jumping away from an explosion, like other fun stuff.
Yep.
Like, my favorite ones were ones that didn't even place.
Exactly. And that's what I was getting into next is one of them is called Licks of Justice, and it's a parody basically of the Tootsie Roll Pop commercial that everyone...
It was really well done, too. They used the actual animation and everything.
Yeah, he used the animation. Van Damme's helping the little kid. They end up beating up and killing all basically the Tootsie Roll Pop characters. Gets to the owl.
The tortoise.
The tortoise, gets
had
shot
a
up.
bomb, yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it was absolutely insane. Absolutely hilarious. And I mean, we can't do it justice. You got to see it.
Yeah, that was great. Go, I'll hold them here. You save the girl. And what girl?
What girl? Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, the other one, Dino Thunder.
That was my favorite.
This was
this
beautiful
one.
too, man.
Had him questioning an Easter Island head, getting transported to the Jurassic.
Yeah, dude, fighting dinosaurs.
With dinosaurs.
Yeah.
My favorite part was when he was riding the Triceratops and he kicks the Tyrannosaurus, knocks it out. And after he's like, okay, great job. He gives the Triceratops a thumbs up, like roars, and there's a subtitle that says thanks underneath.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, these were great. There were some funny things.
I wish Dino Thunder would get made into an actual film.
Oh yeah, dude. It reminded me of like that. Well, what's that one that just recently came out with Triceratops?
Oh, Kung Fury.
Kung Fury.
Yeah,
yes,
and it reminded me a lot of Kung Fury as
Yeah.
well. They're making a actual full
With
Arnie as
that's
president
right.
in it.
Yeah, that's right, man. Yeah. Yeah, I really I enjoyed this. I thought this was fun. Those were just basically the ones that we wanted to review. And did you watch any more, or was that kind of it too?
I saw one where the premise was him applying, or he was being at a job interview, being interviewed for a job interview, and it was all right.
Yeah,
I mean, it was just like they didn't really have him say anything. He would just go in slow motion whenever he talked, and I was just I'm like, oh, okay, I get it.
I like with Dino Thunder, whatever, he was like speaking a different language.
Yeah,
they
they had him,
basically
like,
just
speaking
slowed down and
back.
backwards. Yeah, dude. Yeah,
That was a creative way to get him, to get more lines out of it.
Yeah.
Like speaking in a foreign language to an Easter Island.
Yeah.
They used pretty much every single shot from the template, too.
Yeah.
I was really impressed with him writing the Triceratops. Like,
Yeah,
that
dude.
was really well done.
Yeah,
and
man.
then they used the jumping away from the explosion in reverse to have him being sucked into a time vortex, which was also really well done.
Yeah.
I thought that
Very
should
creative. Very creative. A lot of these, it was fun. It was awesome. And it was nice to see
cool.
Van Damme just being himself with it and like having fun and enjoying it. I really like wondering still, is Van Damme basically just getting lazy on his English? Because when he was doing, hey, make my movie, he was very choppy with his English.
Yeah, he really was.
Not the usual Van Damme. So
maybe he was drunk. Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah, that's a possibility. So that's basically it with that, man. There's not too much else to go on with that. But I mean, overall, in general, the whole idea of it, like we're on a split scale. Let's just put it all out there, like. Enjoyment level of the idea of Make My Movie Challenge, where would you put it at on your split scale?
Oh, I loved it. I thought it was such a cool idea. I'd give it a 9.
Yeah.
9. I think I wish they'd done a little bit more with the template, like added more scenes and stuff. Like you could have really, if you'd given him 10 minutes worth of footage, you could have made a full-length film out of it.
Oh yeah, exactly.
I mean, hell,
man.
some of his movies that he gets credit for are like that, where it's only him in 10 minutes worth of footage. Like
really, yeah, man.
Spliced like the one Universal Soldier that we watched. He was in it for all of 10 minutes.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
and a fight scene.
And a fight scene at the end. Yeah. Yeah, it really it was amazing what they could have done with it. It's kind of funny because I've seen someone actually use some of that footage from this in something like totally awkward, like they were trying to make it look legitimate.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, it was like Van Damme helping me fight, and it's showing Van Damme shooting, going ah, and it was just like it's so awkward. Like you're like, oh, this is cringeworthy, and I need to stop watching this.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was good. A lot of fun with it. And, I think on my own personal time, I might try to go back and watch some of like all the other entries. But I was just kind of like, that's a lot of entries to try to
200,
review.
2-minute entries.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So that's it, man. Up next, we have Pound of Flesh. And who knows how we're going to enjoy that one.
I can guess. Just from the premise alone.
All right, this about wraps it up. Guys, you know the drill. If you don't know it by now, you haven't been listening to this show. Patreon.com/podbros. We've been thinking about trying to do some things on there for the Jean Pod Van Damcast itself. We got some interesting ideas coming up. We'll see how it plays out. Amazon, podbros.com, scroll down, hit our Amazon link button. That doesn't cost you anything, but when you do your shopping on Amazon, that helps us out, and that gives us a little bit of money depending on what you buy. So if you don't want to donate to us, at least you are helping us stay afloat. We got all sorts of costs that we have to keep up with, and we thank those that already do it. Lastly, I got to say, please consider rating us 5 stars on your favorite podcatcher app because, well, obviously that gets us into other people's ears. That's it. I'm done. I'm John.
And I'm Jeff.
And you've been listening to another episode of the Jean Pod Van Damcast. Now let's go make my movie challenge. Well, let's go send an entry in right now in 2018.
Oh, hell yeah.
We're like, oh, we forgot about the deadline.
We'll just say it was lost in postage.
That's right.
You've come a long way to die. How many hits does it take to kill a man? A waha? A two-hoo? A three?
I'm sorry, man.
The world may never know.
Licks of Justice. Coming soon.